For more than 600 years, one empire stood as one of the most powerful forces on earth. From the deserts of the Middle East to the gates of Europe, the Ottoman Empire ruled across 3 continents. Its sultans built armies, conquered cities, and changed history forever. This is the story of every sultan of the Ottoman Empire. The rulers who built, expanded, defended, and eventually lost one of the greatest empires the world has ever seen. From glory and victory, to war and collapse, this is their journey. Everything began with Osman the First, a tribal leader with a huge dream. He lived in a dangerous world filled with wars, rival kingdoms, and uncertainty. But Osman believed he could build something greater than anyone imagined. Osman united Turkish tribes under one powerful banner. Slowly, he built the foundation of a completely new empire. At first it was small, but it would soon become one of the strongest empires in history. After Osman came his son Orhan, who expanded Ottoman lands rapidly. More cities fell under Ottoman control as the empire continued growing stronger. With every victory, the Ottomans gained more power, land, and soldiers. The Ottoman army quickly became stronger and more organized than before. Their soldiers fought with discipline, courage, and determination in every battle. The empire was no longer just surviving, it was rising rapidly. Then came Mehmed the First, a sultan determined to expand into Europe. Ottoman armies crossed mountains, rivers, and valleys while conquering new lands. The empire continued spreading further west with every successful campaign. City after city fell under Ottoman control. Huge castle walls were captured as Ottoman flags rose across Europe. The empire's enemies began fearing the unstoppable Ottoman advance. Then came Bayezid, known for his speed and fearless attacks in battle. His powerful cavalry moved across battlefields faster than most enemy armies. Kingdoms across the region struggled to stop the growing Ottoman Empire. Across Europe and Asia, rulers watched the Ottomans grow stronger every year. The empire had become a dangerous new superpower in the world. Its armies, victories, and expansion terrified many enemy kingdoms. Then history changed forever with Sultan Mehmed II. He dreamed of conquering the legendary city of Constantinople, a city protected by massive walls that had survived attacks for centuries. In 1453, Mehmed launched one of the greatest sieges in history. Ottoman ships, giant cannons, and thousands of soldiers surrounded the city. The battle for Constantinople had finally begun. After weeks of brutal fighting, the mighty walls finally collapsed. Ottoman soldiers entered Constantinople as victory flags rose above the city. The conquest shocked the world and changed history forever. After conquering Constantinople, the Ottoman Empire became a global power. Its influence spread across Europe, Asia, and Africa faster than ever before. The empire had entered a completely new era of strength and dominance. Then arrived Suleiman the Magnificent, one of the greatest Ottoman sultans in history. Under his leadership, the empire reached its absolute golden age. Ottoman wealth, power, and influence became greater than ever before. Massive mosques, busy markets, royal palaces, and giant warships filled the empire. Ottoman cities became rich, beautiful, and powerful centers of culture and trade. People across the world admired and feared the empire at the same time. Ottoman armies marched across battlefields with discipline and confidence. Their soldiers became feared across Europe, Asia, and Africa. For many years, the empire looked almost unstoppable. Trade, science, education, and culture flourished throughout Ottoman lands. The empire became known not only for war, but also for knowledge and wealth. Its influence touched millions of people across different continents. The Ottoman Navy controlled important seas and trade routes for many years. Its giant ships protected the empire and expanded Ottoman influence across the world. The empire had become one of the richest and strongest in human history. But slowly, cracks began appearing inside the empire. Weak leadership caused instability across Ottoman lands. Problems inside the empire continued growing year after year. Wars drained Ottoman money, soldiers, and power. Enemies attacked the empire from multiple directions at the same time. The once unstoppable empire slowly began weakening. Some sultans tried introducing reforms to save the empire from collapse. New armies, schools, and laws were created to modernize Ottoman society. But fixing such a massive empire had become extremely difficult. Then came World War I, the empire's greatest disaster. The Ottomans suffered huge losses as battles destroyed cities and armies. The empire was now fighting for survival. One by one, Ottoman lands disappeared from the map. Enemy forces surrounded the empire while internal problems became worse. The Ottoman Empire that ruled for centuries was collapsing rapidly. The final Ottoman Sultan eventually left the palace forever. The empire that once terrified the world had finally come to an end. And just like that, the Ottoman Empire officially disappeared. But from the ashes of war and collapse, a new nation was born. Mustafa Kemal Ataturk led Turkey into a completely new era of modernization. A new chapter of history had begun. From Osman the First to the final Sultan, the Ottoman story changed history forever. Its victories, wars, leaders, and legacy are still remembered today. Subscribe for more cinematic history stories and Stickman animations.